good afternoon to all. It looks like, are you all hungry or sleepy? It's either two things. They always say, when you speak at this time, you have to be prepared because people are not in the mood to listen. But at any rate, I'll keep you awake. My colleagues in the Global Peace Foundation, led by our visionary leader, Regional Vice President, Asia Pacific President Ingil Ra, and ladies and gentlemen, a bright and peaceful, thrilled, cheerful good afternoon to all. My heart literally jumps with joy to meet all of you, our distinguished friends from the media. As I delivered my warm opening press statement, let me start by saying this event we are talking about is a gathering of global peace advocates and leaders of great minds, to include our dear friends from all over the world, led by our dignitaries from the Global Peace Foundation and luminaries from our Philippine government. Of course, the lead dynamic conveners of the 7 tracks with their partners and their members. This event is most special because, once again, we shall tackle the seemingly generic and taken for granted yet difficult to achieve vision, that of global peace under the Global Peace Conference and Festival theme. Our family under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace, focus on multi-sectoral partnership and leadership to inspire and motivate a global movement advancing freedom and peace based on universal principles and shared values. An innovative platform of relevant challenges across the many humanitarian concerns and issues. We are aware of a general mantle of peace in the world that includes area of turmoil, issues of disconcerting nature, controversial matters that border on economic and political supremacy, sovereignty, and social order. Even in our very own country, our beloved Philippines, there have been differing issues on the political front, continuous restiveness between ideological group, internal problems within pockets, communities, and sad to say, squabbles even in the warmth of our own home, such as is the elusiveness of peace. Once again, this conference will focus on the innovative multi-sectoral partnership and leadership to inspire and motivate a global movement advancing freedom and peace based on universal principles and shared values. It will also assist in putting together on track some of the vital ingredients that can mitigate conflict and tensions, as we reiterate and reinforce in all of us the need to fire up these ingredients, these effective support tools in the pursuit of lasting peace, bringing to this global platform our best practices while developing multi-sectoral partnership for the promotion of sustainable peace and development, drawing from the expertise of the government, corporate, NGO, and civil society partners, especially the experienced peace advocacy leaders in these 7 tracks. The 7 tracks are, first and foremost, transforming education. With a well-educated populace, we can easily impart the righteous values and moral values under God, a vision that leads towards the understanding and appreciation of peace in this education track. Though leaders will explore new trends, ideas, and policies to prepare students to be successful in all aspects of their lives, building flourishing societies with sustainable impact. The second track is on the youth, We can always call on our youth to be our ruders and captains of our aging ships, to share with their elders and their peers the value and the ways to peace. This track will also equip the youth for the new world of work, to be responsible and engaged members of society, resulting in sustainable growth, peace, and positive global impact. The third is the corporate social responsibility. It goes without saying that with the mitigation of poverty through a robust economy, the human instinct for struggle and survival becomes tempered as we ascend the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, from the primal instinct to forage and survival at the expense of others, to the loftier goals of self-actualization and realization of our nobler vision of selfless service to humanity. This track will examine the critical yet often unrecognized role of private sector, businesses, and economic development in poverty reduction, sustainable development, and regional stability, towards bouncing back our economy through strategic, inclusive, impact-driven CSR, shared prosperity and peace. In fact, when we were talking to the president of Clark, he was talking of putting, the government wants to put the heart branch of the heart center, medical center here, and the kidney center. So hopefully Region 3 will be robust with all of this infrastructure. The fourth one is the interfaith and peace building, tied up with economic robustness, is strengthening our grassroots and local communities that will empower them to move on and improve the quality of the lives of their constituents through religious ethical education, moral, economic, and social driven programs and projects, building social cohesion in diverse and multi-religious societies. And the fifth one, which is the most important, because I am a woman, is the women's empowerment. One effective way of achieving the goals of the different tracks is to enhance women's empowerment. While the men, indeed, as they traditionally say, are supposed to be the stronger of the species and the bringer of food to the table, women have always been co-equals in the nurturing and sustenance of families, communities, societies, and countries, while men generally plan the broad perspective. Women convert these perspectives into practical, detailed operating realities. Thus, the Women Empowerment Track will examine the critical leadership that women play in both sustainable peace building and strengthening families in their communities around the world, while retooling service-minded women in securing a vision of peace relevant to our time. The sixth is the peace and security. Security in all forms, from food security to personal safety, family well-being, and national security, is a must in the enhancement of peace in all nations. And this can be achieved by being closely knit to each other and sincere in our action and motivation to avoid conflict that degenerate the overall meaning of security. This track will examine the current geopolitical environment, identify the challenges and opportunities, discuss successful models, share the best practices, while promote moral and innovative leadership for collaborative pathways in building a strong, peaceful, and cohesive global relationship. And the last one is the leadership at all levels. All these can be achieved if we have the proper positive and compassionate leadership at all levels, from family, community, society, to countries, and the universality of men. A good leader makes a good follower, and a good and properly led society achieves programs and direction for the greater benefit of all, with freedom of expression as fundamental human rights and vital for democratic structure institution towards the principles as one family under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace. Just a bit of reminder to us, Global Peace Foundation International Chairman, Dr. Eugene Preston Moon, who will be here with us from December 1 to December 5, once stated, our future depends on what we do today. Thus, this is the way for true global peace. New social and developmental challenges have emerged confronting society today, placing new demands on all of us. Effective peace leaders at various organizational levels had an indispensable role in equipping peace advocates to take on their important tasks in meeting global demands, introducing changes with new perspective and strategies, creating a favorable climate for this delicate chance. Thus, we are encouraged to look in a larger picture with well-driven goals, seeing through the eyes of the stakeholders and beneficiaries as we interpret their aspiration. Only then can we consider our work not merely as a career, but as a mission in life for humanity. At this early point, we are being challenged to take up our arms, not guns, knives, grenades, or instrument of destruction, but rather the arms of peace, togetherness, openness, and selfless dedication to our 7-track goals in our service to humanity. This will be presented at the break-up session at this conference this December 2. Because for as long as we are properly guided by our positive and impassioned vision to help others, as in the very ideals of our beloved Global Peace Foundation, our 7 convener aggregation as well, we can never go wrong in the pursuit of peace and contentment. It was once said, the ways of peace are more intricate than the techniques of war. Indeed, and rightfully well said, but I would like to add to this famous quote, after witnessing what's going on in Ukraine, I would like to say further that the ways of peace are more intricate and innovative than the techniques of war. The classic example is the raging war in Ukraine. Has this aggressor really attained victory?
No.
Yes, maybe physically taking over some areas for the moment, but has it diminished the fervor of the citizens being conquered? And more ironically, has it not diminished the very loyalty, morale, and support of its own citizen? Together, let us all rise to the challenge before us in this conference and pledge to commit to this noble cause for a world of lasting peace. Shall we see you all again at this December 1 to 3 Global Peace Conference Festival?
Yes. Yes.
We need you all there because we shall be working for our own peace and also globally. A great peace-filled day to all. Mabuhay!